of Less series. And while people are joining me, it's going to be great if you can let me know that you can hear me okay. I would be really, I want to acknowledge you for joining me. And if you can let me know that you can hear me okay, that's going to be great. Yeah. Thank you, Rachna. Thank you, Poonam, for joining me. Just if you could let me know in the chat if everybody can hear me okay. Today I've come with a very interesting topic, willpower. We all want more willpower, right? To not just do it, but more willpower is going to help in us in all areas of life. Agree with me? Okay. All right. So, nobody is letting me know in the chat if they can hear me okay. Let me find this out. Just give me a moment. I will be covering, yeah, how to create much more willpower than you can handle. All right. I know everybody can hear me well. So today is day 3 of 30 words to weigh less. And the word of the day is willpower. Okay, thank you so much, Navneet. Thank you. Really acknowledge and really appreciate you for letting me know that you guys can hear me okay. Okay, so let's get started. So, let me tell you that I used to be 30 kgs overweight for almost first half of my life, more than that. And I struggled with my weight a lot. I used to lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. And this was the pattern, the common cycle. I used to go on a diet. And then gradually, little by little, um, that temptation to eat all the yummy, delicious foods used to overpower me. And I was always left feeling if I had a little more willpower, then that would have been a game changer. And I also started believing that I was the one with not much willpower. Other people have it. It's just impossible for me to go out and not eat ice cream and to not eat chocolate when I had a craving. It's impossible that if my mom has made halwa and chole puri on Sunday, I can say no to it. Okay, always used to think, in fact, I used to wonder that I have a lot of willpower. I study well and I'm able to crack exams so well, and whatever I need to do, I'm able to do. But when it comes to the area of food, I'm not able to say no. This was always a mystery for me, that what is it about these foods? They're so delicious and it's not fair. In fact, I used to think it's not fair to have such yummy, delicious foods in the world. And also, that if I had more willpower, then that would have been a game changer. I would have been able to self control and around myself, around these tempting foods, and that would solve my weight issue for good. Okay, so if any of you think this way, if you're watching live or even if you're watching a replay later on, I would love to know if you could share this little smiley that you also have faced a similar circumstance where you want to say no, you want to lose weight, and you're not able to say no to your favorite foods. Okay, and it almost feels like a little unkind on the part of the world, that why in the world do we have these amazing uber delicious foods, why are they even there? Okay, if it makes it so difficult to say no, why do they even exist? So this was always a mystery, that if I'm able to do so well in areas of my life that I want to produce a goal or a result, there I have a lot of willpower. And when it comes to saying no to temptations, no to cravings, no to my favorite foods like chocolates and pizzas and ice creams and chole bhature and all that, used to feel I am the person with zero willpower. And this has been the experience of all those people whom I work with also. They also feel, Anu, if I had a little more willpower, that would have been a game changer for me, right? So, until I discovered the neuroscience piece of willpower, what exactly is willpower? How does it work? Why some days we have more willpower, and why some days it seems to be this dwindling fire which is not even there, non existent? What is it that is going on about willpower? Why do some people have so much of willpower and others don't? They hardly have willpower, right? So I understood workings of the brain and what happens, how willpower is generated, and all about that, which I'm going to share in a moment. That solved the mystery. So I forgot to introduce myself. For those of you who are watching me for the first time or don't know me, I am Dr. Anu Gupta, and I help women end the weight struggle and lose weight permanently for good. That is what I specialize in. So let's get started. Now, think about willpower. What is it exactly? We are saying no to our temptations or urges, right? Willpower is that ability to say no to our impulsive behavior, right? Whatever impulses we have, we say no to them. So people also say that willpower is about having self control, right? That is how we commonly understand willpower to be. That is how we define willpower to be, that ability to say no to our impulses. Okay. Now, the thing about willpower is there are 6 hacks which I will share with you that you can right now start applying in life, which will increase your willpower exponentially. So you need to understand these 6 tips or hacks, you may, which is going to increase your up level, your ability to go after your dreams and say no to temptations on the way. Okay. So the first thing is, I always start with the 2 parts of the brain. One part is this emotional, impulsive part, and the other part is this higher brain, the logical, rational part. The part that wants you to go after your dreams, the part that wants you to end the weight struggle, lose the weight for good, and enjoy life more in a body that you love, right? This is all coming from your higher brain. Willpower comes from this higher part of your brain, the part of the brain that makes you exclusively a human being. Okay. While your impulses come from your lower brain, that impulsive, primitive part of the brain that I'm talking about. Okay. So now, right in the morning when we get up till we go to bed at night, we are taking multiple non-stop micro decisions. What should I wear today? Which shoes should I wear? What should I eat for breakfast? Should I drink milk, not drink milk? Should I have coffee? Should I have more coffee, less coffee? What's in for lunch? And what is the presentation that I have to do? What is my to-do list? What do I have to buy for kids? Okay, kids need this. These are examples of little micro decisions, and these are also actually quite significant decisions that you are aware of. But there are so many other micro decisions that happen in the background of our brain, but our brain is constantly making those decisions, okay, right at the level of you know, to like micro decisions, very tiny decisions. Which color works well? What is the weather? Will I get traffic here? Will I not get traffic there? All these are decisions that our brain is busy working at in the background. Okay. Now, because of these micro decisions, your brain is getting taxed. the higher brain, the executive part of your brain, which wants you to lose weight, which wants you to enjoy life in a body that you love, it is busy in making these micro decisions. Okay, that gets taxed when you're constantly making those decisions. Okay, now by the time the evening rolls, so the thing about willpower is that you have this full supply in the morning, like it's a reservoir. There's this limited supply of the reservoir, and when you get up in the morning with a full night good sleep, you have this full tank. Okay, you have this full supply of willpower. And then throughout the day, when you're making these wide micro decisions, where should I go, what is the work that I have to do, what do I eat, all that micro decisions. So by the time the evening comes, by the time the night rolls, your higher brain, that decision maker, that executive CEO part, is taxed and it's tired and it's times you may not feel that tired. Your brain, the higher brilliant part of the brain, is tired. Okay, and now at night, scientifically shown, let's say that you had this full tank with 100 level of willpower. By the time the evening rolls, like this is common with everybody, the evening rolls, the night comes, your tank is like gone to zero. So, no wonder when you come back from work, like I always used to wonder why overeating happens at night only. It is that morning I'm so charged up to eat healthy and my breakfast is always so healthy. But when the evening rolls by, I tend to overeat and I don't care about losing weight and I want to eat that dessert and I want to eat. In fact, I used to get mad at my mother for not having the meals prepared because I was like, okay, now I'm going to raid the pantry, right? So all the women who approach to me also, they're like, Anu, by morning and by lunchtime, I'm good. But when the evening comes, when I come back from work, I tend to overeat and I'm not able to stop what's happening. So, one reason is that your willpower tank, which was full in the morning, has gone to zero. And at times, it's negative zero. All your healthier choices, which you wanted to um, take in the morning, and you had plans that this time I will eat healthy and I will not stress eat and I will not overeat in the evening, they go out of the window. And all you want to do is shovel food down and overeat, and then the dessert, and then you're watching TV, and your brain is already taxed and tired, and you have no willpower to make healthier choices. This is what is happening. Okay, that's point one. This is, in fact, neuroscience is called as decision fatigue. So be very clear that if you do not take eating decisions ahead of time, if you don't have a plan, your higher brain, which is already tired, will not come to rescue you. Your primitive brain, which already loves to overeat in the evening and at night, will raid the scene, will go for the fast food, will order food from Swiggy, will overeat your regular affair. We tend to overeat even our dal roti bhindi. We wonder why we are not able to control our portions at night. I ate such a small breakfast and lunch in comparison to my dinner. And then people say that dinner is my weakness. And then after dinner, even though I plan not to eat sweets, but I end up eating sweets, right? This is because the willpower tank is empty. Okay. Next is willpower tank gets empty when you have disturbed sleep or when you are sleep deprived. You do not have sufficient stores of willpower. That is one case. So when you're running low on sleep or you had this crappy sleep at night, that time you are like, I wonder the days I don't get a good night's sleep, that days I get these cravings and I want to have more sugar and I want more cups of coffee. That is because willpower is directly correlated to your quality as well as the quantity of sleep. So that reservoir gets exhausted when you have a bad night's sleep or you're sleep deprived or you're working late till night. Your higher brain is taxed, no willpower. Okay, the next third factor is, even though sometimes we feel that when we have sugary foods we get this quick energy, right? We get this quick bolt of, now I can conquer the world, give me some sugar drink. right? So sugar makes us feel in the moment that we have more energy, but overall it gives rise to imbalances in your blood sugar, and you end up experiencing energy crashes. So you wanted to have higher energy, and so you reached out for your sugary cup of coffee, but you had that initial surge of energy and that feeling of, now I can finish up my report, and now take me what work you want to get done. Now that I have sugar in my system, I have this energy. But all that is in a way pseudo energy, because that, after say a period of 5 to 10 minutes or even half an hour, it is followed by crash, and your energy, you're left with even lower energy than what you had to begin with. Okay, so sugar and processed foods, the foods that are hyper palatable and super delicious foods that man has invented, and that get digested super fast, all the maida and the white flour stuff, all those foods, instead of giving you long term willpower, takes away your willpower and makes you weaker and weaker in making important decisions for yourself. Okay, so if you're looking for higher willpower, a willpower of steel, even though if you do not have a weight issue, you switching and avoiding processed foods and sugar and white flour as much as possible and opting for real food is the key to having optimum health long term and more willpower to do more stuff in life. Okay, and the next on my list is super tensed. We don't have relaxation rituals inbuilt in our day. We are go, 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 go machines. Morning we get up, we if we have to do a workout, we'll go for a workout, we eat healthy, and then go, 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 go work wise in the office. And then we don't have those mindful moments of charging up our batteries in between. So one of the takeaways that I'm suggesting is that have those 2 minutes and 5 minutes where you really, really sit down and pause in your routine, those inbuilt recharge rituals. You will instantly experience higher amount of willpower to carry on throughout the day. Okay, and next up on my list is environment. You have no idea how much environment robs away your willpower. So I'll give you an example. Let's say this chocolate dabba is lying on your kitchen counter. Okay, so now you see it in the morning, you're like, no, 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 I have this goal, I'm going to eat healthy, and this chocolate is out from my life. Or let's say that your aunt gave you this mithai ka dabba, which used to be my story, that mithai ka dabbas always used to be on the dining table, and I used to see it in the morning. And let's say that your coworker offered you something and you kept it in your drawer in your office. So these are examples where we are looking at those unhealthier choices which we do not intend to eat, but they're right there in your environment. So now research has shown that you're looking at them constantly, morning, then afternoon you saw that dabba, then you when you passed from the kitchen, then you saw that dabba again, then in the evening when the willpower reserve is zero, that is going to be a no mystery that you open the dabba, you open that box of chocolates, and you end up eating in spite of your best intentions. Now, that food in your environment is cueing your brain constantly, and your higher brain is taxed. That willpower reserve is going away. So, having that tempting foods in your immediate environment where you're looking at those foods, you can be assured that in the morning when your willpower reserves are high, it's fine to say no to them. But sooner or later, stressful event comes, or you have an argument with your wife or boss, or you have some sort of this taxing event with your kids, and you go in the kitchen and you wanted to grab an apple, but you're going to grab that chocolate. Why? Because you have been looking at that chocolate dabba right from the morning. So do yourself a favor, make your environment as free of such foods as possible. And not just that, they rob your willpower to even get other sort of work done. So even if you do not have a weight issue, Needless to say that such foods are not very healthier for you, and if you want higher amount of willpower, you are better off opting for real food. As I told you, it gives you this sustained energy, sustained blood sugar levels, so you have higher amount of willpower to get other work done in your life, not just related to weight. So take away all that tempting food from your environment. And in fact, they did this research study, which was done on a large scale. They had some 1,200 participants. They removed all the tempting food from the environment, and those participants had no weight issue. They removed it from the eye level. Like they took tempting sweets which are stocked in the refrigerator, and as soon as you open the refrigerator, the tempting sweet is right in front of you. You want to grab the vegetable or the milk or fruit, but you saw that thing, but you're looking at that tempting dabba multiple times in the day in the refrigerator, so that's taxing your willpower. Okay, so if you remove that from your environment, so they introduced restrictions, it covered in boxes where they could not immediately see. And after a period of 8 weeks, what they saw in the participants was spontaneous reduction of eating such foods and weight loss, in fact. And the other opposite is also true. You must keep healthier foods in your environment, so that's not going to tax your willpower, and in fact it's going to make you eat such foods. Like, this is such an obvious thing, but we are not aware that just because something is there in our immediate environment, it's robbing our willpower, and sooner or later we are going to give in when there is, especially when our willpower to say no is running low. So we're running low on tank. That time, that sweet invitation, the invitation to eat processed foods, is going to sound much better, and you will end up overeating. Okay, so the last thing that I want you to remember is that willpower is like a muscle. So we're all born with the same tank. So it's not that some people have high amount of willpower and some people have this low amount. Some people say that I have willpower of steel. It's not like that at all. It's just that those people have practiced whatever it is that they desire, going after that way more, saying no to their tempting foods, saying no to their impulsive behavior way more than somebody who's having a weight issue or is not able to make their goals a reality. The difference is just that. It's not that there is this inherent DNA flaw, that some people are born with high amount of willpower. No, we all have the same brain, we all have the same reservoir of willpower. Even if you think that I am a person with, first of all, stop saying that I am a person with weak willpower, or I have a sweet tooth. All this language is literally reprogramming your brain. Stop doing that to yourself. You literally, it's like you're hypnotizing yourself to believe certain lies about you. You love sweets, but you don't need to be repeating that as a character flaw. We all love sweets. Like, come on. Okay. So, first of all, stop repeating that I have a weak willpower. I love sweets. So, I always give in, and all that kind of BS language that matters. This is how you train your brain. And then remember that there's no difference in willpower of people who have the result that you don't currently have. It's just that they have practiced saying no to their impulsive desire, say, much more than you have. So what does it mean? It's very good news. The more you are able to say no to your impulses, the better you get good at. So let's say you refuse to have that sweet 10 times. Now you have a better willpower than you never said no to it. And when you practice the same skill 100 times, it becomes a default. It's like no big deal. The discomfort of saying no also literally trains your brain that, hello, it's not that of a big deal. 2 minutes, I had that temptation, and now it's gone. Okay. Versus earlier, I was believing that, ooh, I'm a person with weak willpower and I cannot say no. So remember that literally there's no difference in the willpower of people who seem to have it easier, who seem to have the results. There's no difference. The difference is only what they have practiced on a regular basis. So when you get good at, so this is applicable to all areas of life. When you get good at saying no to what you do not desire in life, okay, and going saying more number of yeses to what you do desire in life, whether it is in weight context or any other area of life, if you're procrastinating something or any other area of life, the more no's you say to what you don't want and the more yeses you say, it's obvious, but we in the moment behave as if there is this character flaw that I have. Okay, so stop doing that to yourself. Remember that willpower is a muscle. Just like you lift weights and you get stronger, the more you practice saying no in the moment, peacefully and in a relaxed way, remembering your goals and remembering your truest desires, remembering that it is worth saying no, and actually remembering that when you say no, what are you actually saying yes to? You know, that fabulous body that feels home, that you love to stay in, you're saying yes to that. So it's actually not a no. Okay, so when you're saying no to that sweet, you're saying yes to something bigger than that. So when you remember that, the more you practice it, just like a muscle gets stronger in the gym, your neural pathways to say no to those tempting foods become better and better and better and stronger. And there comes a time where you're like, I don't even remember when I had this compulsive desire around unhealthy foods. I don't even remember when I had this weakness, or I don't even remember when I was somebody who couldn't live without something sweet after dinner. Like, this is how, yeah, this is a common issue that I see, right? So if I quickly recap, make the eating decisions ahead of time. Do not let your brain make unhealthier choices for you just because you're experiencing decision fatigue in the evening. Have a plan ahead of time. Make it easy for your higher brain to act during those time and your primitive brain to stay out of the picture. What that would entail is that you have to make eating decisions ahead of time. You have to have a plan in hand, my recommendation in written, and have necessary preparation done ahead of time. Number two is take care of your sleep. What I recommend is 7 to 9 hours. You will have way more willpower the next day. You will not be bombarded with cravings. And if certain days we all go out, we stay up late at night. So next day you do have cravings and urges, and you know that okay, it's not because I'm weak today. It's just because I had this crappy night's sleep, and that's why I'm having more cravings. So I always say that awareness trumps biology. This is my favorite quote of all times. So I understood in my life that your higher brain, the awareness piece, the inner intelligence is way higher than the body, your biology. So when you know that you had a crappy night's sleep and that is why I'm having intense cravings today, that is why I'm wanting sugar and more carbohydrates, more refined stuff, you know that you can take care of that. You have awareness around that. It's not a mystery anymore, right? So take care of your sleep, and in case you do happen to have less amount of sleep and you sleep deprived, be aware that it's okay, the cravings are there, and now I get to practice the muscle of my willpower, and it's an opportunity to make it stronger, the neural pathways to say no to my lower brain's impulsive behavior. Okay, and then have relaxation rituals built in throughout your day, those pause moments where you breathe in and breathe out. Super powerful. Like, our Vedas have been saying this since ages, the power of long deep breaths and pranayam. Now the science is catching up. Now the neuroscience is they had this huge study where they assigned so many people to have these long pause moments throughout the day, like long breaths with 2 minutes pause moments some 5 times in a day, and they noticed that their cravings for sweets went down by almost 70%. Like, this is crazy, right? Just getting connected to your breath and introducing those pause moments increases your willpower. Okay, so have those little relaxation rituals built in. Then Opt for real whole foods that take time to digest. Don't keep snacking throughout the day. That's another topic for some other day. Have 3 solid meals of real food, and you will come to a place where you have stable blood sugar levels. Again, for long term sustainable willpower, that's a must. And then take care of your environment, right? So remove the tempting foods from your environments that are unnecessarily taxing your higher brain, which you could be using to create some other magic in your life, and not just in the background going on, okay, that chocolate, maybe sooner or later I'll have that on Friday. All that chit chat just goes away if you take care of your environment, right? So these are the 6 tips and hacks for today. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, it would be great if you could just give me a thumbs up. um, Leave a emoji below. Even if you're watching a replay, that's going to be great. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. And if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, follow me. And tomorrow will of to weigh 30 words to weigh less. Let's get this conversation rolling. If you have any questions related to today's live or any other weight loss challenge that you're facing, please, I will be more than happy to guide you and help you in your journey. Or if you have any specific word for this series, leave them in the comments below. And for all those people who've joined me, Navneet and Narendra and Yashoda and Swami and V Saru, I highly appreciate and acknowledge you for joining this live. And I bye bye. Okay.